At DC Comics, the publisher has expanded in some fascinating directions by tapping into some Eastern characters. One such character who kind of played a key role in the publisher's recent Lazarus Planet crossover, who's really kind of been mixing up the DC universe and sort of, has served as a beacon to introduce more and more plot threads of DC Comics characters, is none other than Monkey Prince. My name is Ariko Braddock, and today let's go ahead and celebrate the end of Monkey Prince's first run of comics with a look at Monkey Prince number 12. But before we dive deeper into the video, I want to go ahead and encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that like button if you enjoy our contents. I want to kick things off here by giving you a little bit more context for Monkey Prince number 12 by reading DC Comics' solicitation text for the issue. After the events of Lazarus Planet, Monkey Prince discovered that he is somehow related to the Monkey King, and the truth of who he is shakes him to the core. Everything he knows is questioned, and how can he exist anymore knowing who he actually is? And did Shifu Pigsy know all along, and if so, why didn't he tell Marcus? This issue is written by Gene Luen Yang, illustrated by Bernard Chang, colored by Marcelo Maiolo, lettered by Janice Chiang, and we have a cover over from Bernard Chang and Marcelo Maiolo that I actually want to go ahead and show off right now from DC Comics. Here's a look at the really beautiful cover for the Monkey Prince, featuring so many different aspects of, what the series has gone on to feature in previous issues, all laid out across this title. Also, I love kind of the pose that Monkey Prince is striking over on this cover. I think it shows off a few of the really kind of fascinating and quirky aspects about his character that's really go on to inform all of kind of like the best parts of the Monkey Prince series. Plus, one of the things I really love about this cover is the fact that they're sort of tipping their hand and showing you that there is going to be some Lazarus Planet stuff just based on the cover alone. For eagle-eyed readers who notice King Fireball's mask, featured on the cover of this issue. And I want to thank Adventures in Poor Taste for posting this preview of the issue so quickly. And also, I want to talk about Bernard Chang's art in the issue. Bernard Chang has done such a wonderful job kind of depicting all of the quirky elements of the Monkey Prince, but capturing so many different aspects of sort of like, this character, this, various nature of mythology that's being plotted out, and just capturing so many different tones. There's parts of the series that call for extreme humor with the Monkey Prince, but also with some of these Lazarus Planet plot threads involving King Fireball, sometimes it calls for a much significantly darker tone in the issue than some of the rest of the text. And I think that some of these really tense facial expressions from Bernard Chang help sell a more kind of sinister tone in the issue that's largely absent in the scenes that are focused on the Monkey Prince and characters like Shifu Pigsy. So I really appreciate how versatile Bernard Chang is as an artist. Here is a great depiction of just how much different the tone of this series can get based on some of the visuals alone. Over on that previous page, we were dealing with King Fireball, and now we've shifted over to our main cast members. And this issue could not get, more silly or more irreverent based on which page you're looking at. I really have to hand it to writer Gene Luen Yang as well. He's able to balance so many different plot threads across this series and really have Monkey Prince come to, a fairly solid conclusion despite having very limited page real estate for the amount of plot threads that Yang has introduced kind of throughout this series. So getting to see a bow on some of these character relationships is really great. I was particularly interested to see sort of Kaya referenced or mentioned in some capacity in this issue. I'm very glad that she was. One more aspect of this series that I think has really kind of come across here, thanks to previous issues, is just how much kind of the Monkey Prince has grown as a character. In previous issues of the series, seeing some of his interactions with Monkeyking sort of like flesh out the hair clone ability that he has, show that there's been a lot of evolution towards this character. I also like kind of like the slight change in dynamics in this issue between Monkey Prince and, Supergirl. whether or not these characters embark on a romantic relationship. I just like the fact that sort of by the end of the issue, the kind of the tables have turned on their relationship just ever so slightly, due to the fact that Monkey Prince has accomplishes, so much in this issue, which is also great to see, because Monkey Prince, I think, due to some of his familial ties, is in such a low place throughout this issue. I want to take a step back and deliver some criticism, where it needs to go, essentially. Because one thing that Gene Luen Yang, one plot thread that he sort of introduces here that we even touched on in the solicit, is the fact that there's yet another twist in Monkey Prince's heritage, involving who his like actual parents are and how he came to be. And I wish Yang and DC would have maybe kind of toned it down a little bit with that plot thread, because in previous issues of Monkey Prince we also got another retcon on his origin story, and I just can't tell how the kind of additional retcon that happens in this issue is really going to like serve the story moving forward. One aspect about this issue that I thought was extremely sort of like artful, and something that not many people are going to really pick up on or capture unless they're reading like so many titles in DC's publishing line, is the fact that like if Batman versus Robin #5 was part of the epilogue to Lazarus Planet, this is the other half. I love the fact that Batman versus Robin 5 deals with one portion of Lazarus Planet, and Monkey Prince #12 deals with another big portion of Lazarus Planet. And it just feels like kind of like the more DC comics you read right now, the more they're sort of interconnected and go on to have several other plot points. I actually didn't read any of Monkey Prince until about a couple weeks ago, and I was already, cognizant of characters like Shifu Pigsy, thanks to some of the really great stories in, Lazarus Planet, as well as some previous issues of the series. So really have to hand it to kind of like the unique tone that both the writing and art has been able to capture sort of across this series. And again, I feel like this book has never quite been the sort of throwaway series that you think it would be, thanks to kind of all of the plot threads interwoven within Lazarus Planet, sort of like causing a chain reaction of, so many stories to bleed into each other over at DC. And I, for one, am so happy that the kind of publisher is continuing to branch off in some of these other Eastern directions, with the We Are Legends publishing initiative. I think that's really going to help DC to enrich their own mythology and sort of expand on all these fascinating plot directions even further over at the publisher. So those were some of my thoughts over on Monkey Prince #12. I think the way that DC has sort of slowly weaved this series into the mythology of a crossover event, as well as some other characters and titles across DC Comics, has been so intriguing and fascinating to see. The way that Lazarus Planet has affected not one but several books has been so kind of like wonderful and mesmerizing to behold. I really hope that with DC's future plot threads and future stories, they're going to continue to take plot elements from one book, kind of weave them into another, and have kind of all of these books really feel cohesive across their publishing line. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for checking out the video, and I want to know from you, what were some of your thoughts on this title? Did you enjoy Monkey Prince #12? Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. We're going to be back soon whenever DC decides to publish more Monkey Prince, and we're going to be covering those We Are Legends DC comics very, very soon. I want to thank you guys so much for checking out the video, and we'll be back really soon for more excellent comic book content. Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon. Bye.